Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
When I landed the lead data analyst role at Nexus Solutions, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. The company was innovative, and I was eager to make my mark. My direct supervisor, Brenda Vance, head of the analytics department, was initially impressive, sharp, articulate, and fiercely ambitious. But it didn't take long for me to see the darker side of her ambition. She saw everyone, especially new hires with fresh ideas, as a potential threat to her absolute control. From day one, Brenda subtly, then overtly, worked to undermine me. In team meetings, she'd dissect my reports, turning minor formatting errors into evidence of my incompetence. She'd make condescending remarks about my lack of corporate experience, even though I had several years under my belt. Worse, she'd frequently withhold crucial data or give me deliberately misleading instructions, only to then publicly blame me when deadlines were missed or results were less than stellar. She was an expert at making my projects look weaker than they were, while inflating her own contributions. I tried bringing up my concerns with our HR rep, Alina, but Brenda was the golden child of the department, lauded for her ruthless efficiency. My concerns were dismissed as new hire adjustment issues. I realized that direct complaints would only make me look like I couldn't handle the pressure. That's when I decided I needed irrefutable proof. My state has one-party consent laws for recordings, and I knew I had to use that to my advantage. I started recording all our one-on-one sessions, every team meeting where she'd tear into my work, and even casual conversations in the hallway where she'd drop veiled threats or confusing directives. I made sure to have my phone ready, a small recorder in my bag, always capturing her carefully crafted verbal assaults. I also meticulously saved every version of my reports and data sets, noticing her subtle changes that would skew results or remove my best findings. I was building a case, brick by excruciating brick. The breaking point came during a quarterly presentation to the company's board of directors. It was about a multi-million-dollar client retention strategy that I had spearheaded for months. Brenda, true to form, hijacked the presentation. She deliberately presented my data points out of context, twisting my findings to make it seem like I was responsible for a projected client churn, then brazenly presented her solutions, which were, of course, just my original, unmangled ideas. She thought she had effectively ended my career right there, publicly humiliating me in front of the most powerful people in the company. I sat there, calm on the surface, but inside, a cold fury solidified my resolve. I had it all. The last 6 months of her toxic behavior were stored on my devices. I went home that evening and meticulously compiled the most damning clips. Her snide remarks about my intelligence, her contradictory instructions that led to project delays, her outright sabotaging of my reports by deleting key cells before presentations, which I had backups to prove, and one particularly damning clip where she explicitly stated her intent to make an example of me to ensure no one else challenged her authority. I cross-referenced the audio with email trails and version histories of documents showing her tampering. I had a 30-minute master audio file of pure corporate malice. The next morning, I requested an urgent, confidential meeting with Alina Riley, the HR director, and Mr. Vincent Cross, our chief operations officer, citing gross misconduct and potential fraud against the company. Brenda was called into the meeting under the pretense of discussing departmental efficiency. When I walked into that conference room, the air was thick with tension. Brenda sat there, her usual confident smirk plastered on her face, probably thinking I was about to get reprimanded. Alina and Vincent looked bored, ready for another tedious departmental discussion. I started playing the audio. The initial condescending tone from Brenda's voice filled the room, then the subtle jabs, the outright lies, the threats. Alina's eyes widened. Vincent's jaw tightened. As the recording continued, showcasing Brenda's calculated sabotage and her verbal cruelty, her face drained of all color. Her smugness dissolved into abject terror. She tried to interrupt, to protest, but Vincent merely held up a hand, his expression glacial. After about 15 minutes, Vincent stopped the recording, visibly disgusted. "I think we've heard everything we need to," he said, his voice dangerously low. "Brenda, you are suspended immediately. An internal investigation will commence. You are to clear out your desk under supervision, effective immediately. I watched as her world crumbled around her. Eleanor then quietly dismissed me from the room, but not before I caught Brenda's tear-filled eyes. I gave her the biggest, most satisfying smile I could muster. The fallout was swift and devastating. Within a week, Brenda Vance was officially terminated for gross misconduct, data manipulation, and creating a hostile work environment. The evidence was so overwhelming she couldn't fight it. The word spread like wildfire through Nexus Solutions, and more importantly, through the entire regional tech industry. Brenda, once seen as an unassailable titan, became a pariah. Her professional reputation was utterly destroyed, making it virtually impossible for her to secure another high-level position. I heard through the grapevine that she eventually had to leave the city to find any work at all, taking a much lower-paying, less prestigious role in a completely different sector. I had not just one. I had ensured she would never be in a position to do this to anyone else again. To Brenda Vance, wherever you are now, that's what you get for trying to ruin someone's life to climb the corporate ladder. Justice was served, and it tasted sweeter than any promotion.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.